Good morning from Birmingham, Alabama. Tim Reese on the Vol State Sports Network. As you see the arbiters for today's game, looks like we got new umpires from yesterday. So, new group for the doubleheader today, starting here in just a few minutes, 11 a.m. Central Time. So, good morning to those of you in Central, Mountain, or Pacific. And I guess in Eastern it's still morning. So, doubleheader on tap, 2 7-inning ball games between the host team, the Lawson State Cougars, and the visiting Volunteer State Pioneers from Gallatin, Tennessee. Thanks for joining me this Sunday morning. I'm sure there'll be arrivers later after church. I know the Plumbers said they would be checking in on the broadcast after they got home from church. So, hopefully most of you went to the 8 o'clock service. So yesterday's game, a very thrilling game, 9-7 victory for Volunteer State in their first game of the season. Lawson State fell to 0-3. It's the first home game they played after playing 2 against Marion Military Institute on the road on Tuesday. 2 close defeats, 5-4. And that was a 5-run bottom of the 7th inning for Marion Military Institute, and then lost a 3-0 ball game where all 3 runs scored in the second inning, no other scoring. Today's first game starter for Lawson State, Addison Goodman, was the starter in that game too. A freshman from ACA High School. I understand that's American Christian Academy. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, which were earned, walked 1, struck out 1. So he will get his second collegiate start today against the Pioneers. Of course, just recapping yesterday's game, Ball State ran out to a 6-2 lead through 6.5 innings. And then in the bottom of the 7th, Lawson State put up a 4-run inning of their own to tie the game. Nobody scored in the 8th, but Pioneers put 3 on the board in the top of the 9th and held on, giving up 1 run in the bottom of the 9th. Carter Waltz got his first collegiate victory. Went 1-0. Drew Moorhead, the freshman out of Clarksville, Tennessee, got his first save. Matthew Young took the loss, fell to 0-1. And our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game was freshman Tucker Lorenz from Sweetwater High School, and he's from Loudon, Tennessee, or I think that's also Sweetwater, Tennessee as well, small town. But Tucker came up large for Vol State in his first collegiate game. Had a double and a couple singles, scored a run, drove in 3 runs, 2 of them in the top of the 9th inning that put the game seemingly out of reach. The go-ahead double was Gage Hoover's first hit of the year in the bottom or top of the 9th as he drove in Luke Lawson, who was a pinch runner for Easton Denning. Let's get to our Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups for today's game. First for the visitors, the Volunteer State Pioneers with a record of 1-0. Head coach Jim McGuire in his 4th year at the helm has his lineup looking like this. Drew Plummer will lead off again, but he will be behind the plate. Devin Thrain in center field, batting second. Easton Denning at first base, batting third. Gage Hoover in left field in the cleanup spot. The 5th hitter, Hudson Blank, playing third base. Scotty Dean back at the DH spot, hitting 6th. Elijah Harris getting his first collegiate start at second base, batting 7th. Tucker Lorenz in the 8 hole will play shortstop, and Reed Mashinsky batting 9th, playing right field. On the mound for the Pioneers, Jack McLaury, the sophomore out of Independence High School. The lineup for head coach Ty Roberts. Bryson Barnes moves up to the leadoff spot. He'll play second base. Isaiah Sims in left field, batting second. 3-hole hitter Silas Amick playing first base. Will Elrod, the DH, hitting cleanup. Jesus Masecki in center field, batting 5th. Behind the plate, batting 6th is Daniel Posey. Elijah Evans at third base, hitting 7th. Devin Lee getting the first start in this series, playing right field. And he will bat 8th. Cam Nunley in the 9 spot, playing shortstop. And on the mound for his second start of the year, Addison Goodman, the freshman. 0-1 on the season. He took that loss after giving up 3 runs in the second, had 3 clean innings to finish up. So we are about set for baseball. No national anthem here at Lawson State. It is first pitch time. And we are getting started a little bit early. Hope you have jumped on. We will be getting started before the 11 o'clock hour. Drew Plummer steps in. We got a new camera angle for you. And the first pitch is outside the zone, ball 1, and we are underway. Game time 10:57 Central Time. Breaking pitch lands high. Let's get the right count up there. Starting off wrong already. Plum swings it to 2-0 pitch, fouls it back, and Daniel Posey looking for some help down there, and he would have had to run around the dugout, get around the fence to get after that one. It's well out of play. Game time temperature 64 degrees, brought to you by Accurate Mortgage. Mike Hoover over at Accurate Mortgage, sponsor of Vol State baseball, and happens to be the father of our cleanup hitter, Gage Hoover. And a big double in the ninth. 3-1 count to Drew Plummer, the redshirt sophomore. Started to go and sees a pitch, nice pitch for a pitcher, right on the hands on the inside corner. We'll have a full count Ministries full count to start the ball game off. Slider gets by the catcher. He swung, and it got by Posey. It's a great pitch. So a strikeout and a pass ball. I don't think that ball got in the dirt. So give Goodman his first strikeout, but a pass ball to Posey allows Plummer to reach first base. That'll bring up Devin Thrain, the center fielder. Thrain looks at an off-speed pitch, looked like a changeup, maybe died when it got to the plate, did not offer. Thrain 1 for 6 in yesterday's contest, had an RBI and a single in the 4-run second. Takes a hack at an inside breaking pitch, fouls it over the screen. Over to our bus driver sitting up on the picnic table in front of the Metro livery bus that delivered us from the Hampton Inn last night. 1-1 pitch, nobody out, runner at first. Smacked out to center field. Is going to send Jesus Masecki back. He's still going at the warning track. He gets over his glove. That ball traveled. They're going to try to send Plummer. He's at the bag. Here's the relay throw to the plate. Not handled by Posey, and a head-first slide by Drew Plummer. And Devin Thrain picks up an extra base hit and an RBI. And there's the Framework Athletics first run of the game. 2 batters into the ball game. D-Train with the RBI double. Led the team in the fall with extra base hits, had 10 of them. Plummer on his last leg right there, had to hold up to see if Masecki was going to grab that. I thought he had it, but without the flag out there, can't really see which way, if there's any wind blowing, but it'll bring up Easton Denning, nobody out. So an unearned run to start the ball game as that breaking pitch is in the dirt. Plummer reached on the pass ball on the swinging strikeout. Tough way to start the game for Lawson State. Addison Goodman, a great full count pitch. Denning, good eye looking. Ball lands low. Easton Denning the answer to the trivia question, who collected the first hit for the Pioneers in the 2025 season. He had a 2-out single in the first. Getting a power-hitting freshman first baseman from McMinnville, Tennessee, Warren County High School. 6'3", 215 pounds. Good-looking player. Son of Terry and Sierra Denning. They might be here, I don't know. Ball State's got several folks here in attendance. 2-0 pitch on its way. Winks at the outside corner for called strike. Not a pitch that Denning's looking for early in the strike count. 2 balls and a strike. On deck is Gage Hoover. Denning grounds one to first, bobbled by Amick, but he's going to underhand toss to Goodman. Moves the runner over. And first out recorded on the 3-1. If you're scoring at home, and I doubt any of you are. Denning was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game, had an RBI and a walk. Now Gage Hoover with an opportunity to drive in a run. Gage, the son of Mike and Angie Hoover, swings and misses at a slider. Pops out of Posey's glove. Posey did not start yesterday's game, came in thinking about the 8th inning. They had 2 big hits for them, 2 at-bats, 2 doubles. Who were able to lay off the 0-1 pitch. Gage, 6'1", 215-pound sophomore from Stewart's Creek High School. Go to look up his accolades at the Creek, Stewart's Creek, and he's got a bunch of them, including 2023 Mr. Baseball in his classification. 289 hitter last year in 18 games played. Drove in 12 RBIs on 11 hits, including 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. He's got a lot of power. Taps one towards short. That's going to get a run in. Nunley, who was solid yesterday in the field, throws Hoover out. But it gets the second run on the board for the Pioneers. On the ground out. 2 out, nobody on, 2 runs in. Brings up Hudson Blank. Hudson, also a freshman. 1 for 3 in yesterday's game. Reached base 3 times, was hit and walked as well. Slider buckled his knees there. Good pitch by Addison Goodman. He also scored 3 runs of the 9. Seemingly on base all the time, although Scotty Dean led the world yesterday in on base 5 times, and he's standing on deck. Ball State was beneficiary of 5 walks and 5 hit batters yesterday, and a swing and a miss on a good morning, good afternoon, good night from Goodman to Blank. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Addison Goodman. But unfortunately for him, one of those runs scored. So 2 runs on 1 hit, big double by Devin Thrain, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through a half inning. Jack McLaury coming out to the mound. We'll take a break, be right back on the Ball State Sports Network.
We're all working in the cloud. But what really is the cloud? If you start pulling back the clouds themselves, you find out it's an infrastructure. Computer science is really computer engineering. Right now,
Middle Tennessee is quickly becoming a growing tech hub with several IT companies that are looking for skilled workers.
if you're pursuing the CIT program at Ball State, you're preparing yourself to fill those positions.
Have you ever wondered what happens when you click Buy It Now? A whole series of transactions take place, from the manufacturer to your front door.
That is logistics and supply chain management. At Vol State, we offer end-to-end supply chain courses.
Going into the future, our students need to understand these processes.
A lot of business is dependent upon getting a product on time.
Students here at Vol State are able to leave here with that knowledge.
Because the supply chain is counting on me.
Every day, all around the nation, people find themselves in need of a hero. Fire and emergency medical responders are those heroes we need. If you desire to make a difference in your community, visit ballstate.edu to learn more.
Jack McLaury out on the mound for the Pioneers from the bottom of the first. Jack, a sophomore out of Independence High School. Las Casas is his hometown. 6'1", 170-pound sophomore. Led the team last year in appearances. They were all in relief. His first pitch is a fastball right down the can to Bryson Barnes. McLaury, the son of Mike and Ashley McLaury, brother to Judd. There's two fastballs. Barnes, I'm not sure what he's anticipating McLaury to throw right there, but two pretty good pitches right there. Grandson of Grandpa Mahoney and Grandma Deb in Olowine, Iowa. Fastball up and away. Ball one. And also Mimi in Murfreesboro. 3-0 record last year. Also had a save in 23 innings of work. 20 strikeouts. Nothing but straight stuff from Jack McLaury, and he gets a swinging strikeout of Bryson Barnes. 4 out number one. Barnes hitting a 3-hole yesterday. Was 1 for 4 and an RBI and a walk. Also had a stolen base. Brings up Isaiah Sims. 0 for 3 and a run scored. Reached base on a walk and a hit by a pitch yesterday. Got those bright pink batting gloves. Looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Fastball right down Broadway. First two batters looking at some pretty good looking pitches. They're going to go outside here. Breaking pitch fouled back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. You get a good look at Devin Thrain in that center field camera. We can't go up too high with it. So D-Train's going to be front and center during the broadcast. That fastball sails high. McLaury came as a two-way player to Vol State. Now it's just sticking with pitching. There's a breaking pitch right over the inside corner. That's a nice yacker from Jack McLaury. He has struck out the first 2. This one looking. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Silas Amick, the first baseman. Amick 1 for 3 in yesterday's contest. Early morning frog. Sidearm delivery drilled out to left field. Gage Hoover's going to come on, and he's going to keep his feet for this one. Didn't have to do the sliding catch. Makes the catch for a 1-2-3 inning for Jack McLaury. Just the way he envisioned that happening when he woke up this morning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're after 1 inning, 2-0, Vol State leads. We'll be right back.
A degree in criminal justice can help you find the exciting career that you've been looking for. As a member of law enforcement, as a crime scene investigator, a teacher in a classroom, a detective working on cases, a lawyer or a judge, or nearly any job where you get to put the bad guys away. Learn more at ballstate.edu.
Cybercrimes take place online, and companies need more well-trained workers to stop it. Vol State is training me to help combat cybercrimes in the future.
We're training them for those type of jobs that are out there. Vol State CIT programs prepare students to earn industry standard certifications within the IT industry.
I choose Vol State because the future needs me now. My story could be your story.
Welcome back. We're in Birmingham on the campus of Lawson State Community College. Game one of a doubleheader between Vol State and Lawson State. Lawson State last year 15-34 overall record, 8-28 in their conference. Scotty Dean steps in against Addison Goodman. Looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Dean on base in all 5 of his plate appearances yesterday. Sophomore transfer from Chattanooga State was 2 for 2, scored 2 runs, had a double. There's a nice breaking pitch in there. Not quite the 12-6, but it's more over the top than side to side. 1-2 pitch. Drive to deep center field. Sends Maseki back, but he's going to backpedal instead of turn and go, and makes easy work of that fly ball. Got under that one a little bit. And a fly out to center field for Scotty Dean. First time he is going to go back to the dugout after his at-bat. Was hit by a pitch yesterday and walked twice. Elijah Harris for his first collegiate at-bat, and he's going to swing at that first pitch, and there he goes. Elijah Harris with a base hit on his first pitch seen in real baseball. Had an excellent fall season, and he is an aggressive hitter. Good to see Elijah, 5'8", 180-pound freshman from Cynthiana, Kentucky, son of Vincent and Rebecca Harris. That brings up Tucker Lorenz, yesterday's player of the game. Let's get Elijah over there on first base. He is a threat to go. We'll see if there he's taking off. The pitch is high and outside. Throw down is not in time. Elijah Harris gets under the tag. Gets his first stolen base of his collegiate career. A lot of firsts for these young men this weekend. Lawrence has a 2-ball, no-strike count. We have 1 out in the inning. Slider misses low and away. Tucker 3 for 5 with a double and 3 RBIs and a run scored in yesterday's contest, batting in this spot, the 8-hole. Harris getting the start today as Plummer has moved from second to behind the plate. Lorenz is going to reach base. A 4-pitch walk. First walk of the ball game for Goodman. And Reed Mashinsky steps to the plate. Reed drove in the first run of the year yesterday on a ground out. He was 1 for 5. Had an RBI. Got a runner in scoring position here in the top of the second. Pioneers scored 2 in the first, looking to add on here in the second inning. Mashinsky saw a breaking pitch inside that he liked, took a hack, fouled it off the screen. Drew Plummer, for some reason, not showing any faith down there in the on-deck circle. Catcher still wearing his shin guards. I never liked that. I always took mine off. Unless there was 2 outs. There's only 1 here. Mashinsky fouls another one off. You don't want to have to take them off, put them right back on. Mashinsky did ground into a double play yesterday, but he runs well, so They turned a pretty quick 5-4-3. Barnes with a really good turn at second base after receiving the throw from Evans at third. Runners at first and second, 0-2 count. On a slider in the dirt. It may have been the same pitch that Drew Plummer swung at on the very first at-bat of the game. Did not go in the dirt, but popped out of Posey's glove, and he was able to reach. One ball, two strikes. Reed Mashinsky from Bradenton, Florida, a redshirt sophomore. Slices one down that right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it is a fair ball. All the way to the corner. One run's going to score. Coach McGuire with the windmill going, and he's going to wave in Tucker Lorenz, and there's Reed Mashinsky with a two-run triple. That hit right on the line, down the right field line. And he cleared the bases with the first triple of the year. He loves going to right field. Harris and Lorenz score, and it's 4-0 Vol State. Drew Plummer had to take those shin guards after all off, and swings and misses the first pitch he sees. Plum struck out, reached on the pass ball, and later scored on an RBI double by Devin Thrain. Another breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Plum down in the count quickly, 0-2. Got a piece of the baseball, and the baseball got a piece of Posey. He gives the thumbs up quickly, and he wants to stay in the ball game. Count remains no balls and two strikes. On deck, Devin Thrain. Got a bunch of baseballs over there he's collecting as they've been fouled off of the screen right in front of him in the on-deck circle. Goodman comes set, and there's a drive out to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and nice play out there by Sims, but Plummer hustling all the way. Sims had to dive to his left. He kept it from going to the fence, and that probably kept Plummer off of third base. And an RBI double for Plum. So he gets his first hit of the year. Back-to-back hits brought to you by Hit After Hit. Lem Pilkington providing sporting goods to all manner of baseball players. Pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Posey. Thrain drove one out to center field, just a little bit to the right of dead center over the glove of Masecki. He has power to that opposite field. Looks at a strike at the letters. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike on deck, Easton Denning. Runner goes, pitch down low, and Plummer, a little bit of an awkward slide. Sorry I didn't get it over there. I was watching the game too much. No throw made. And a stolen base. Plum got a good jump. Now with one out, a little easier to drive in the run for Thrain if you get a ball in the outfield. He's going to do it. Fly ball out to center field. This should score Drew Plummer. Masecki's going to make the catch. And Plum will jog to the plate. And the Pioneers lead 6-0. Thrain with 2 RBIs. Brings up Easton Denning with the bases cleared. Denning grounded to the first baseman in his first appearance. One of two left-handed batters in the lineup. Looks at ball one outside. Some kind of off-speed straight pitch right there. Misses again outside. 330 down the lines, 375 in the alleys, 400 to dead center field. Big ballpark here at Lawson State, 3-0 count. To Denning with Hoover on deck. No home runs hit here yesterday, and really hadn't been a scare. 3-0 pitch. Want to stay away from the inside and gets right on that outside corner. Denning ready to hit now with a 3-1 count, 2 out and nobody on. Pretty much the same pitch and a little more of a tail away from the batter, and we'll have another Full Count Ministries full count. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Tell you the one that the Full Count Discipleship Group is working on these couple of weeks. And an awkward swing and a miss, apparently foul tipped into the glove for a swinging strikeout to end the inning. Goodman picks up his third strikeout, but not before the Pioneers put 4 more on the board. 6-0, Vol State. We'll be right back after this message from Toyota of Gallatin.
Hey, Jake, that personal price you gave me was a home run. I can't wait to give you some free baseball lessons.
Man, I'm really excited about this myself. But you do realize the thing with Toyota of Gallatin is everybody gets the personal price. It's what makes us special.
Wait, what? Everybody gets it?
Everybody gets it.
Let's play ball.
Okay.
Jake, you ready?
Let's do this, Coach. Hey, Coach, this is pretty easy.
We'll see about that.
Oh, I think I pulled something.
Yeah, better luck next time, old man.
I think I'm done, Coach. Call 911.
Welcome back to Lawson State. We are now live not only on Vol State Sports Network, but also live broadcasting on Lawson State's YouTube channel. So thanks to Kendall, the media specialist here. All kinds of equipment he's bringing to the table. Glad to provide a little audio. First pitch from Jack McLaury and Will Elrod, who was sitting over on in the dugout for the first 3 batters. So he said Jack McLaury is going to go right at the hitters, so he takes a hack at the first one that he sees. Fouled it straight back. And that one might have winked at the outside corner. The umpire said, close enough for me. I'll call it a strike. Elrod 1 for 5 in yesterday's game. It was a double. Drove in 2 runs in the 4-run 7th. High fly ball to left field. Gage Hoover looking up into the Birmingham sky, and he dropped the ball. Yesterday he did the same thing and caught the ball. But he's looking up, and then it's like he's 2 steps too far to the right. So that will be a 2-base error on Gage Hoover to allow Elrod to reach base. And Jesus Masecki will step in. Masecki 1 for 2 yesterday. He had one of the 5 doubles collected by Lawson State. They had, I think, 1 double coming in the first 2 games. They had 5 in yesterday's game. Breaking pitch right over the dish for a called strike. Maseki, from a sophomore from Miami, Florida. The center fielder on deck is Daniel Posey. So McGlory going to have to work out of some trouble here. Plummer makes a nice stop there on a low fastball. Ball and a strike. So Gage Hoover in left, Devin Thrain in center. Reed Mashinsky playing pretty deep out in right field. Both Hoover and Thrain like maybe average depth. Actually, Hoover looks to me like he's maybe a little too shallow. Swing and a miss on a sidearm breaking pitch. McGlory will pull that out from time to time. Got a couple different arm angles. Not a big fella. 6'1", about 170. Tough as nails, though. Son of a coach. Head coach at Independence High School. Mike, his dad, was his coach. Out to left field. Hoover coming on. Won't be able to get that one. It'll hit the ground and bases will be runners at the corners. First base hit of the ball game for Lawson State. It's a little looping line drive out to left field. Elrod will stop at third. Now runners at the corners with Posey at the plate. 2 in the first for Vol State, 4 in the second. A 1-2-3 inning, and now after an error and a base hit, Jack McGlory pitching with 2 on and nobody out. Drills that river outside for a called strike. Call the area between the outside or the inside of the plate and the white line on the batter's box. Umpires call that the river. Throw over to first. Back safely is Maseki. And clearly in JUCO ball, that's fair game, especially on the outside corner. Maybe not so much from the inside zone, but ball 2 or so as that one gets right on the outside corner for a called strike. McGlory gets ahead 0-2. Needs a strikeout. If he's going to try to get out of the inning, it would be helpful. Infield playing double play depth will concede the run of the throw over to first. Lawson State 0-3, Vol State 1-0. Just getting the 2025 season started. Lawson State started in January. Vol State wanted to wait till that warmer weather. February. 64, supposed to be 68 today. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Going to go to second. Oh, the cardinal sin for Lawson State to allow the double play without scoring the run. That is not going to make Coach Roberts happy, I don't think. But right back at McGlory, he never had even looked at third base and able to get the 1-6-3 do-dat double play. Now 2 down. And a runner still on third brings up Elijah Evans. Yeah, he's burying those pitches on that outside corner. Evans 1 for 4 in yesterday's contest, scored a run. Drove in a run in the 7th. 2 outs, 1 runner on, swing and a miss. In the infield, Hudson Blank at third, Tucker Lorenz at short, Elijah Harris at second, Easton Denning at first base. That's an all-freshman infield. And behind the plate is the graybeard Plummer, who makes the tag on the half swing and a strikeout, and Jack McGlory comes back and gets it done. After the first 2 runners reach base, he picks up his third strikeout after the 1-6-3 double play, able to strand a runner, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. We are through 2, scheduled for 7 here in Game 1. Vol State leads 6-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and the Lawson State YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. Top of the third we go. Tim Reese with you this afternoon for a doubleheader between Vol State and Lawson State. Glad to have you joining us on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Lawson State YouTube. Addison Goodman back out for his third inning of work. Gets a breaking pitch in there to Gage Hoover for a called strike. Hoover grounded out to Nunley at short, drove in a run in the first. Here's a ground ball. That's going to get by Nunley this time. Gage Hoover picks up his second hit of the year. Expecting a big year from Hoover. Right there in the middle of the lineup, along with this freshman, Hudson Blank, who led the team with 22 hits in the fall. Blank can play second, third. He can get behind the plate. Swings and fouls, or pops that one up to the right side. It's going to be a tough play for Devin Lee. All the way out, and he makes a diving play. Nice play by Devin Lee to rob Hudson Blank of at least a base hit, maybe extra bases. Put a star by that one for Lawson State's defense. That'll bring up Scotty Dean. Hoover had to remain at first base. Dean looks at a breaking pitch in the dirt. Scotty's 6'2", 230, played for Chat State last year in the TCCAA, had an excellent year. 47 games played, 39 starts. There's another one that gets by the catcher, but Hoover not able to move up. Dean had 128 at-bats, collected 40 hits, 8 doubles, a triple, 4 big flies, 37 RBIs, and walked 34 times. Swing and a miss and the ball in the dirt. Fooled on a 2-0 pitch. Flew out to center field leading off the second. He's a general studies major at Vol State, the son of Wynn and Katie Dean. Has an older brother, Carter. Throw over to first, and Hoover back. Gage 1 for 1 in stolen bases a year ago. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Scotty wanted to get back closer to home, and Gallatin a lot closer to Clarksville, Tennessee than Chattanooga is. 2-2 pitch. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled straight back off the concrete wall. Hoover will have to return to first. Apparently there are rules against going to second base on foul balls down here in Alabama. Pretty stringent outfit they have here. Some states like to play a little more fast and loose. That's probably Savannah, probably a rule in Savannah baseball or something. 2-2 pitch. We'll try it again, see if Hoover's off. He does not look like he's ready to go. Popped up in the infield. Barnes over into the outfield grass, and it's going to be all him. He makes the play for the second out. So a leadoff single by Gage Hoover, and that fly out to right and a pop out to second brings up Elijah Harris, who's seen all of one pitch in his collegiate career. And he singled up the middle. Elijah played in 19 games in the fall. Looks at a first pitch strike. Hit .333, was on base over .450 in his 42 at-bats, 14 hits, 3 doubles. Also had a home run and 9 RBIs, 9 walks. When he hits, or when he swings, he means it. Not a big frame. out of Cynthiana, Kentucky, but there is a lot of aggressiveness. He swings on purpose. 0-1 pitch. The throw over as Hoover scampers back to the bag. 2 outs. Harris with an 0-1 count. Outfielder straight away. Runner takes off. Pitch is taken. Throw down to second is bounced and not in time. Hoover picks up a stolen base. And Harris now has an opportunity to drive in a run with another hit. Maybe he can do what Easton Denning did yesterday in his first 2 collegiate at-bats, collect 2 singles. This pitch is close. Harris is going to be hacking. It's a breaking pitch, tough pitch to go after that. I think he was probably looking fastball. Nice slider there by Addison Goodman, the freshman, starting for his second time in the 4th game. Harris check swing. Goodman starts off the mound. They do appeal. Base umpire says he did not go. That was very close. Jim McGuire, the head coach, down at third base coach's box. Lucas Wilburn in his first year as a volunteer assistant with Vol State. From Gordo, Alabama, he's handling the first base coaching box. Slider swung on and foul tipped into the mitt. And after giving up the single, Goodman comes back to retire 3 straight. Picks up his 4th strikeout. A really nice slider that he snapped off. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We are through 2.5. Vol State leads 6-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and Lawson State YouTube channel as well.
Man, thanks to that ball and personal price you gave me, I was able to scoop me up some new kicks.
Really? I like those. You look like you're ready for a marathon now.
We're always looking for some fresh talent. Have you thought about going back and playing?
Really? Man, have I ever. Wow.
Go to the goal. There you go, buddy. Jake.
You for real, Coach?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about the personal price, Coach. Everybody at Toyota Gallatin gets it. That's what makes us so special.
Well, on second thought, I think we're all booked up.
Come on, Coach. For real? Give me a shot.
We'll pass.
Oh, come on. Wow.
Leading off the bottom of the 3rd, Devin Lee gets his first at-bat against Jack McLaury. McLaury misses down low for the first offering in the bottom of the 3rd. Cougars down 6-0 here early. Drill down to third base. Blank able to make the grab, and his first throw over to first base in his collegiate career is right on the mark for out number 1. Lee smoked that one, but right at the third baseman. See if I got any intel on Devin Lee. Wallace State Hanceville, apparently a transfer. Now number 9 hitter, shortstop Cam Nunley steps to the plate. So a called strike on a fastball. Nunley 1 for 3 in yesterday's 9-inning contest. That was a double. Scored 2 and walked once. Played an excellent shortstop. There's a drop down sidearm breaking pitch. Might be playable. Denning looking up into the sun and the sky and able to make the catch. I thought it actually hit the ground, but right before the fence. He makes the catch, obviously out of your view. Don't have ESPN here at Lawson State Community College today, and maybe Kendall on his camera would have had that. Maybe did you have that on Lawson State's feed? Because I'm only looking at Vol State's camera feed. Another pop-up, that'll get out of play. By the leadoff batter, Bryson Barnes. So being simulcasted. On the Vol State Sports Network, we have 3 cameras, the center field camera and 2 behind home plate. Sidearm breaking pitch stays up high. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 3rd. In game 1 of the doubleheader, Glory giving up 1 hit through the first 9. Close breaking pitch there taken as Barnes' backside was backing out of the batter's box there. Glory doesn't bring it up there to high 80s or anything. He's probably mid 80s. Fouled back, just got the top of the fence behind home plate and eked over. But he's got a very good breaking pitch, and he comes at you at a couple different angles, so very deceptive. He's not going to overpower you, but you see those breaking pitch, breaking pitch, breaking pitch. The fastball looks a little bit faster. So he'll take some velocity off those breaking pitches at times as well. Some look more like sliders, and some are up there at a slower pace like that one was that was fouled to the dugout. Barnes struck out swinging in the first. Glory thought he had one there, but instead we're going to have another full count. Ministries full count. Barnes, a sophomore from Gardendale High School. 1-2-3 inning in the first. McGlory trying to get another one here in the 3rd. And walks. Barnes, his first walk of the contest, tried to nip that outside corner or maybe get a swing on a pitch diving out of the strike zone. And Isaiah Sims will get an at-bat here in the 2nd inning. He struck out looking in the first. Glory 3 strikeouts and now 1 walk. Swinging a foul tip into the mid. Drew Plummer behind the plate today, a utility player for Vol State. J.C. Menendez caught game 1 yesterday. Not sure who Coach McGuire's got. I'm not sure if he'll try Hudson Blank behind the plate or get Menendez. Nice stop there by the redshirt sophomore. Supposed to have 68 degrees for a high temperature here in Birmingham. Glory misses again. Another ball in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike.
Go, Jack. Come on, get it.
Sims, a transfer from Coastal East Community College. Glory will throw over to Denning. Chase Barnes back to first base. Barnes had a stolen base in yesterday's game. Does not go here. Swing and a miss. Thought he might have got a piece of that. Only the second stolen base of the year. Yesterday's contest of the 3 games that they've played. Runner goes here. He had a really bad start, but it doesn't matter. Breaking pitch into the dirt. Plummer tried to backhand that one. It'll be a stolen base again for Barnes. And the count will go full. Full count Ministries, full count. Thanks to Full Count Ministries, based in Middle Tennessee and just outside of Nashville and Hendersonville, Tennessee. A lot of the equipment we use here on the Vol State broadcast. Foul tipped in and out of the glove as Sims stays alive. A lot of this equipment purchased by or for Full Count Ministries, which has a summer collegiate team now back in the Ohio Valley League. Played a year in the Prospect League last year after 2 years in the OVL. And broadcast, it's where I got my broadcast start, actually. Had to do something in retirement. Full count. Another foul ball as Sims stays alive. I don't have height and weight for the Lawson State folks, but he's pretty well put together. Isaiah Sims. He gets a hold of one. I'm sure the park won't hold it, but so far, McGlory with a couple looks back and breaks off another curveball as some of the Cougars hopping in the third base dugout. Ty Roberts coaching down at third. He'll retrieve that one. Wes Riley, the assistant coach, handling first base coaching duties. And another full count pitch from McGlory. Is Sims making him work. Popped up and out of play as that will get over the fence. Young lady from the stands, she was hustling after that one. Whoever number 5 is said, you go ahead, you got it. He came out of the dugout. Thrain in center field moved over well into left center field. Hoover still playing fairly shallow in left. Mashinsky playing the deepest of any of the outfielders in right field. Another full count pitch from McGlory. Breaking pitch popped up on the right side, and Mashinsky's got a long way to go, and he's going to come in and make the catch for out number 3. Wasn't sure he was going to be able to get in that far, but that fly ball was up high enough, and McGlory pitches around a 2-out walk. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on for the Cougars. Vol State with 2 in the first, 4 in the second, lead 6-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and Lawson State YouTube channel. Tim Reese Back at Lawson State. Ball State will send 8, 9, and 1 to the plate. Tucker Lorenz looks at the first pitch outside. Lorenz walked and scored in the second. Addison Goodman still on the mound for the Cougars and gets the call on that outside pitch. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Have to check my emails. I've got my email address up there. If you want to join the show, send me a note, give you a shout out. TurboTax has chimed in. Wait a minute, that's a different email address. 1-2 pitch coming to the freshman left-handed hitting shortstop as he waves at a changeup outside. Back-to-back strikeouts for Goodman. He now has 5 for the ball game in 3 1/3. It brings up Reed Mashinsky. He had a big 2-run triple in the second inning. Ball State's second 4-run inning of the series. Overhand breaking pitch must have stayed high. So why do you call that a strike, Tim? Because I thought it was a strike from here. That's probably subliminally why I put the strike on there. Shinsky slices one off to the right side. Just missed outside. Goodman thought he had him another one. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was called. The count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. The redshirt sophomore from Bradenton, Florida. That's a deep drive out to center field. Masecki playing a little bit deeper now. He goes back a few steps and makes the catch for out number 2. Drew Plummer will step in for the third time here in 4 innings. Scored both times he's come to the plate. Reached on a pass ball and a strikeout in the first and scored. Doubled, stole third, and scored on a Devin Thrain sac fly. Looks at a first pitch strike. Eben Hanson's mother listening in from Maynardville. Plum's going to take one on the thigh. That's what you like when you're behind the plate for 7 innings. Somebody hit me with a pitch. On base for the 3rd time, though. He's a tough guy. He can take it. First hit batter of the game for Goodman. A 2-out base runner brings up Devin Thrain. Carl Papp and Jane listening in from Maynardville. Those pitchers' parents get a little bit nervous when their sons are out on the mound. Ball, no strikes. We'll throw over to first. Plum back. He's got a stolen base today. Glad to have the Hanson family. Closer play there at first. Goodman with a wide open set there to begin. He is now come stretched a little bit too early for Thrain, who asked for time. Now, Devin is set in the box. Goodman comes set on the mound and delivers. Thrain did not swing. Pitch called a strike. Isaiah Sims in left. Jesus Masecki in center. Devin Lee in right. Runner goes here. Pitch is drilled out to left field. That is a deep shot. It's got a chance. It's off the wall. Thrain going to pick up another extra base hit. Cruises into second base with a 2-out run-scoring double. And Vol State now leads 7-0. He's got two baggers, and an RBI in each of his first 3 plate appearances. 2 doubles and a sac fly. That had a chance to get out of here. Hit about midway up the left center field fence out in the 375 sign. That brings up Easton Denning with a runner in scoring position. Starts him off with a changeup, and Denning able to lay off. Two in the first, 4 in the second. Now 1 here in the fourth. 7-inning game. Denning puts a charge in one out the deep center. Masecki backpedaling, still going, and makes the catch. Looks like he's either right at or on the warning track for a fly out. Pioneers scratch after 2 outs with a 2-out run-scoring double by Devin Thrain. Yeah, there's the extra point that the Pioneers were looking for as they score 1 on 1 hit. No errors, 1 runner left on base. Heading to the bottom of the fourth, Lawson State looking to see if they can scratch 1 or 2 or more off of Jack McLaury, who's back out on the mound for the Pioneers. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and Lawson State YouTube channel. Welcome back to Lawson State. Lawson State will send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate. Silas Amick, Will Elrod, and Jesus Masecki against Jack McLaury, the sophomore from Independence High School in just south of Nashville, Tennessee. Sidearm delivery, fastball in there with a little tail action for a called strike. Amick flew out to left field in his first plate appearance. Amick, a redshirt freshman from Hueytown High School. Glory missing glove side there, low and away. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. There's a pitch on the outside corner. Gets in there. Amick spoils a breaking pitch. I want to thank Toyota of Gallatin for their support of Vol State athletics. Brand new scoreboards at the baseball complex and the softball complex, along with inside the Richard Moore Gymnasium. Low and away brings us to another full count. Ministries full count. Toyota Gallatin located right across the street from the eastern entrance of Vol State campus. 14:35 Nashville Pike. Just a little bit down as McGlory tried to nibble at that outside corner. Loses Amick and a leadoff walk. Second walk of the game for McGlory brings up Will Elrod, who hit a high towering fly ball out the left field that Gage Hoover is having trouble looking up into the sky. Had an issue yesterday, and he gets another crack at it, but it's a line drive. That's going to get down, and Hoover collects it. There's a base hit for Elrod on the first pitch he sees, and the first two have reached for the Cougars. Now, activity in the Vol State bullpen brings up Jesus Manzecki. He got the only hit of the ball game so far for Lawson State. They're going to pinch run here early for Silas Amick. He got pinch run for yesterday. And Wiley, was it Walker? There we go. Was a pinch runner in yesterday's game, came around to score, and he's getting another shot as he pinch runs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. He did not go into the game yesterday at first base. Carson Gilliland did. Right over for a called strike. Glory's already induced a ground ball double play, looking for another one here with nobody out, 2 on. Instead, going to get a pop up to the right side if it's in the infield, and it's not going to be an infield fly roll. Reed Mashinsky shows the hose off from right field after making the catch for out number 1. Not what Masecki was looking for there. Tried to shoot the gap to right center and ends up popping it up out to right field for the first out. And Daniel Posey, who did hit into the 1-6-3 dudette double play, stands in with 1 out and runners at first and second. Posey did not start yesterday's game, but came in the 7th as a pinch hitter and promptly doubled in a run. Got another at-bat in the 8th and had another double, so it's 2 for 2, now 2 for 3 on the season. Glory will look back to second, and he nearly hit Posey. On deck, Elijah Evans. Glory looking to stay low in the zone here, try to get that ground ball. There's a nice breaking pitch that Posey said, no, I think I'll wait for something a little straighter than that. Action pitch here, 2 balls and a strike. A 7-run deficit, I wouldn't expect the runners to be going. 2-1 pitch, fouled back. Long look in by Jack McGlory. Now he steps off. Back on the rubber, still looking in. Got to give a series of signs with a runner at second. He delivers. Breaking pitch swung on and missed. And there is out number 2. Now, Elijah, heard somebody call him Eli as well. So on the roster, it shows Elijah. I think his teammates call him Eli. I've got a 5-year-old grandson. He's just Eli, though. He's not Elijah. Pops it up into center field. Devin Thrain putting his glove up to try to shield the sun, and he's going to make the catch for out number 3. Lawson State, first 2 reached in the inning on a walk and a single. A fly out, strikeout, and a fly out ends the threat. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. We are through 4 innings now of this 7-inning game, heading to the 5th. Looks like we got a new pitcher on the mound. Tell you as much as we can about him when I return here on the Vol State Sports Network and Lawson State YouTube channel. Pitching change for Lawson State Cougars, Alberto Gomez now on the mound. Pitching to Gage Hoover, and the first pitch is a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Alberto is a right-handed pitcher from Hoover High School. He's a freshman. Delivers the first 2 pitches here in this game for called strikes. Let's see if Alberto is pitching for the first time. Little sidearm action right there like Jack McLaury. Gomez on for his first appearance as a collegiate player. Pitching from the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. Drilled down the right field line. Again, if that's fair, it's trouble. And it is foul by inches. That hit right at the base of the fence. Hoover nearly had another base hit. Ball carried pretty well out to right field. Mashinsky hit one down that line a little bit straighter, more of a line drive, and it hit no more than a foot inside the fair line down the right field line. But Hoover didn't get the lucky bounce there. Swing and a miss on a high slider. And Alberto goes down swinging, or Alberto sends Hoover to the dugout swinging. Picks up his first collegiate strikeout. That'll bring up Hudson Blank to the plate. Blank, the Ball State third baseman, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Nice sliding or diving play by Devin Lee out in right field. Carson Gilliland has now taken over for Silas Amick at first base. That one was in the left-handed batter's box for a called strike. Popped out of play. Cal moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Game 1 of the doubleheader. Second game will begin, I assume, about 30 minutes. I lobby for at least 30 minutes between games. Try to choke down a protein bar or something. Swing and a miss on a ball, and Blank's going to say that he thought he foul tipped it. Home plate umpire had the safe call going, as though he did not, and of those two opinions, only one matters. That is Mr. Umpire. So the first two batters that Gomez faces, he sends down swinging. That'll bring Scotty Dean to the plate. He's also 0 for 2. Fly out and a pop out. Got hit by a pitch yesterday on the hand. It's a tapper to the left side. It gloved in the hole by Nunley, but didn't get much on that throw. Very tough play. Infield single for Scotty Dean. So he's now 1 for 3. Picks up the 7th hit of the ball game for the Pioneers. Elijah Harris, who has one of those, will step to the plate. Gomez looks over to first and throws a breaking pitch a little too close to Harris. Back away. Hello to Aunt Connie and Uncle Sass. Watching again from Loudon, Tennessee, rooting on Tucker Lorenz, who's in the on-deck circle. Glad to have you back for the second day in a row. Thank you for the email to treesports@gmail.com. Throw over to first. Diving back is Dean. Two new coaches this year for head coach Jim McGuire. Not had a returning coach yet. Swing and a miss. Harris takes a hack. Pretty much entry-level positions, these assistant coaching positions in JUCO baseball, at least in Tennessee for the most part. Not everywhere, but sidearm breaking pitch. Swung on and missed. And Cal moves with 2 balls and 2 strikes quickly after Harris was up. Trevor Mutzi, the first-year pitching coach. Ross Spurgeon, Braden Kale, Sam Folks, and now Trevor Mutzi and Elijah Harris goes down looking as Alberto Gomez strikes out the side and giving up an infield single to Scotty Dean, but he stranded him. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We are headed to the bottom of the 5th, which is kind of like the 7th inning stretch. So we will get to our Allie Cassidy Brick and Stone Alumni Spotlight. Today's alumni player played for the Pioneers the last 2 years, Brody Melton from Tullahoma, Tennessee. He is now playing for the Milligan Buffs, the Buffaloes in Tennessee. And got his first hit in his first plate appearance in yesterday's contest. He's over there with former Vol State teammate Landon Luderman. And Brody Melton is our alumni spotlight. If you have a player that's in his second or last year at Vol State, we'd like to get him an alumni brick in the alumni patio, thanks to Allie Cassidy Brick and Stone for their donation of a pallet of bricks. And it's $100 is all it is to get your son or your grandson's name and the years he played at Vol State and his position imprinted on those bricks. If you'll send me an email at treesports@gmail.com, I'll get you the information on how you can get that accomplished. Again, thanks to Allie Cassidy Brick and Stone, my buddy Randy West. They have been in business since 1879. That's right, I said 1879. Devin Lee stands in the bottom of the 5th, looks at a first pitch strike from Jack McLaury back out. He told me before the game, I said, hey, can you give us 4 or 5? And he said, how about I just go the distance? I said, well, Jack, don't get greedy. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. He's on a 75 pitch limit. Not sure where he's at. Of all the things I do up here, I can't keep track of pitches as well. 0-2 pitch. Took a little bit off that, and Lee able to hold back. McGlory looking for the swinging strikeout there. Lee smoked one to third base in the third inning. Batting for the second time, gets the sweeper, apparently stayed down. McGlory thought he was going to get the call there. Lee playing in his first game of the year. It's the fourth for Lawson State. Pops one up on the right side. Easton Denning put that hand up again. Elijah Harris is going to call him off and loses his lid, but makes the catch just outside of the viewing area on the Vol State Sports Network. But the catch is made for out number one. Superfan Paul White is here for today's doubleheader out of Huntsville, Alabama, the father of Parker White, who will be the starting pitcher for the Pioneers in Game 2. Swing and a miss by Cam Nunley. Number 9 hitter for the Cougars popped out to Denning in foul territory in his first plate appearance. Nunley picked up his first hit of the year in yesterday's contest. Started to go, held up. Drew Plummer pointed down to the first base umpire, and he went ahead and answered Drew. Didn't wait for the home plate umpire to ask him. 2-1 pitch, slow and away. McGlory with 2 walks in 3 batters between the third and the fourth inning, but that's all he's passed on to the Cougars until that pitch. Fastball ran in back into Nunley. Nunley reaches base. And take a look down to the Summit Concrete bullpen to see that that's Braxton Alexander, redshirt sophomore from Cannon County High School in Tennessee, getting loose. Lori might be getting a little tired, and his teammate for a couple years, Drew Plummer, is going to go out and have a chat with him. And he's going to be joined by Trevor Mootsie, first-year pitching coach from Shaw, Mississippi. Finished his collegiate pitching career at Cumberland University. Had a little email traffic back and forth between his mother, Doreen Mootsie, who's down in Shaw. Hello to her and Michael, Trevor's parents. Also a shout out to Trevor's new bride, Sarah, who might be listening in. Could have gotten a little closer shot. I didn't do that for the Mootsie family. Next time he gets out there, I'll get over there on camera 3. Trevor pitched at Jacksonville State, also before that at Motlow State. After the visit, the 1-0 pitch coming from McGlory. Catches the inside corner. That's the pitch that just missed to Nunley. Called a strike here to the leadoff batter, Bryson Barnes, who's 0 for 1. Strikeout and a walk. In the 5th inning, sidearm delivery, fly ball out to right field. Reed Mashinsky over will make the one-handed grab for out number 2. That will bring up Isaiah Sims, who's 0 for 2. Also a strikeout victim in the first, but Jack McGlory is not going to get a chance to pitch to him. Head coach Jim McGuire out of the dugout, and that will end the morning and afternoon for Jack McGlory. An outstanding performance by McGlory in his first outing of the year. As you see him walking off the field, and can't see all of his teammates, but they're all out of the dugout. Going to give him a high five. So we'll have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen when we return on the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Left-hander Braxton Alexander, 6 foot, 195 pound, redshirt sophomore from Woodbury, Tennessee. Now a pre-nursing major, the son of Brian and Andrea Alexander. Big brother to Andrew. Hello to Papa and Mimi in Reedyville, Tennessee. Braxton was a medical redshirt last year, had 3 appearances his freshman year in 2023. 3 innings of work, 4 hits, and 3 strikeouts. In the fall, had 10 games of 10-plus innings of work. Struck out 16 batters. And he is looking to get a good start to his final year of JUCO baseball. A Cannon County product. Left-hander Braxton Alexander, one-time public address announcer up at the Pioneer Field at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex for Vol State, but that was last year. He's looking to get playing time now. 2 outs, a runner at first. Isaiah Sims to the plate. Fouls the first pitch he sees straight back. I want to thank Summit Concrete. Also want to extend our condolences to the family and the group for the sudden loss of owner Chuck Akers during the Christmas break. Pitch down. Breeze picking up inside the press box here. Let's start tying down some papers. Alexander close stretch, and he throws one behind Sims. Down to second base goes Nunley on the wild pitch. So now runner in scoring position for the Cougars. Sims looking for his first hit of the 2025 campaign. Fastball misses out. So I can get the count up here. 3 balls and a strike. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th, scheduled for 7 innings here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Pretty close, but a little bit up. Ball 4. Alexander walks the first batter he faces. That'll bring up the new number 3 hitter, Carson Gilliland. They just now telling the umpire, I guess, that he came in the game, but he actually came in the top of the 5th. For Silas Amick. Amick goes 0 for 1 with a walk. Now runners at first and second, 2 out. Lawson State trying to get on the board. Alexander delivers high. Right-hander throwing now down in the Ball State bullpen. Count goes 2-0. Bryant Rascal, pitcher warming up down in the bullpen. His parents here in attendance. His brother Brady is a member of the Lawson State Cougars roster. Alexander misses, now down 3-0. All it takes BA is one pitch. Although I can't anticipate that Carson Gilliland is going to be swinging here, playing in his third game. Also looking for his first hit. 3-0 pitch, swing, he missed. He is swinging. Will Elrod, the cleanup hitter, on deck. Gilliland yesterday got an RBI on a sacrifice fly in the ninth inning. Swings and fouls that one off as the runners were going on the pitch. They'll definitely be going here. Ty Roberts figuring that Alexander brings the ball into the strike zone. Gilliland's going to be swinging 3-1, just like he will 3-2. Full Count Ministries, full count. Carson Gilliland. Shows Gillian on the roster. And he's not going to get a chance to swing at that. Nearly gets plunked. That is ball 4. And usually that means a new pitcher's going to come in. Jim McGuire doesn't normally wait around, but 3 batters have walked in the inning. And they are on base for Will Elrod, who has a single in 2 trips. Reached on an error. Elijah Harris is going to come in and have a chat with Braxton Alexander. So a freshman, you don't see that very often, but it's an all-freshman infield for the Pioneers. Harris coming in to give some encouragement to 3-year player at Vol State. Blank at third, Lorenz at short, Harris at second, and Denning at first, all true freshmen. 1-0 count to the right-handed hitting DH, Will Elrod. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. They're going to go back. The back on the first base line, and the throwback is in time to pick off Gilliland. So Alexander gets some help from his defense. It's Drew Plummer nabs Carson Gilliland at first base and strands 2 runners. And Will Elrod with his bat in his hand. So a pickoff ends the inning. Vol State will take the 7-0 lead into the 6th. We'll be right back on the Vol State Sports Network and the Lawson State YouTube channel. It's 8, 9, and 1 scheduled to appear for the Pioneers here in the top of the 6th inning. Alberto Gomez back out on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Left-handed hitting Tucker Lorenz, 0 for 1 today, walked and a run scored. Looks at the first pitch way outside. Gomez dials it back over the plate, but it's a little low. Struck out 3 of the 4 batters he faced in his first appearance there in the 5th. Gave up an infield single into the hole to Scotty Dean. Nibbles at that outside corner in the river area there for a called strike. On deck is Reed Mashinsky. Lorenz takes a hack at a breaking pitch there, fouls it off the screen. Ball State scored 2 in the first, 4 in the 2nd, and then another run in the 4th. They lead 7-0. Jack McLaury's day is over, and he had an outstanding outing. Popped up, this is playable. Posey throws his mask in foul territory, and a little bit of a stumble, but he makes the catch. Out number 1 in foul territory. Mashinsky will step to the plate. McLaury went 4 2/3 innings. He gives up only 2 hits, no runs, walked 3, struck out 4, is in line for the win. Mashinsky steps to the plate, starts to go, and they're going to say he did go, or they being the home plate umpire. Not sure what personal pronoun he uses, so I'll go with they. Just kidding, he's a he. Changeup misses down. Have yet to see a female umpire yet in my 4 years. Have seen a female baseball player, though, last year, swinging and a miss. Olivia Pichardo, who played at Brown University last year in Division I baseball, left-handed swinging outfielder. As a matter of fact, I saw her hit a 3-run home run against Full Count Rhythm. Changeup catches that outside corner for a called strike. Mashinsky does not agree with that, but he's going to go down looking. And that is 4 of 5 outs recorded via the strikeout by Gomez. Now to the top of the order, Drew Plummer, the graybeard. 3rd-year player for the Pioneers, utility player. Takes a half-hearted hack there at a breaking pitch. .5'11", 170-pound redshirt sophomore, swing and a miss. Hello to Bobby, his dad in Spring Hill, his mom Stacy in Thompson Station. Sister Brennan and an older brother Robbie. Also to Poppy and Nana in Franklin, Tennessee. Hopefully they're home from church and able to tune in on the Vol State Sports Network as Drew looks at a changeup down. And also Papa Mike and Nana Sue in Hendersonville and Mimi in Spring Hill. 1-2 pitch, drilled out to left field, but it might stay up. Diving play out there by Isaiah Sims, and he took at least a single away from Plummer, probably extra bases. Nice play. We'll put a star on that one on the line out to left field to end the inning. Nice play by Isaiah Sims. Star play on a diving catch. 1-2-3 inning. That's the first of the ball game for Lawson State. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Braxton Alexander back out there for his first complete inning of work. We'll be right back on the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the Vol State Sports Network. Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. B.A., also known as Braxton Alexander, back out on the mound for the Pioneers. Came in and walked the 2 batters he faced, but bailed out with a pickoff by Drew Plummer down to first base with the bases loaded to end the threat for Lawson State. Will Elrod back at the plate. Nobody on. And looks at a fastball up and away. Just saw a text that I received from a couple of the Vol State Lady Pioneer softball players are here. They've finished up. They were supposed to play 4 games down here in Alabama. And one of the games ended up getting canceled, I guess. Went 2-1. And a couple, Caitlin Davis and Anna Harrison, I understand, have come on over here to Birmingham to watch today's doubleheader. Swing and a miss on a 2-0 fastball by Alexander's. Struggling a little bit to get the ball over the plate. 2-1 pitch. It gets that one in there. Another swing and a miss. 2-2. Yesterday, the Lady Pioneers basketball team lost a tough one to Motlow State. But the men's team continued their great season. Got the win over the Motlow State Bucks in conference play. Full Count Ministries, Full Count. You can stay tuned after the game. Well, the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. The pitch is outside, and Alexander not dial it in as of the first 3 batters. And that will end his afternoon. Coach McGuire gave him an opportunity, and 3 walks for a relief pitcher is about all I've seen Jim McGuire ever allow. So we'll have another Summit Concrete call to the bullpen when we return. The Vol State Sports Network, also simulcast on Lawson State's YouTube channel. I'm glad to provide the audio for the stream that is set up by my man Kendall here, the media specialist for Lawson State. Be right back. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Bryant Rascal from Montgomery, Alabama, Macon East Academy High School. 5'11", 190-pound right-hander. He's a redshirt sophomore. Played his first 2 years at Cumberland University up in Lebanon, Tennessee, just east of Nashville. He's an accounting major at Vol State. His parents are here, Tim and Lauren Rascal. Tim is a pilot, retired from the Navy. Came up into the press box and said hello as at the first or second inning. It's good to see him again. Spent a little time with him in the fall. Hello to Mimi in Northern Virginia and Gigi in Greenville, South Carolina. First action of his career, Bryant Rascal comes in with 1 on, nobody out. He's on to face Jesus Masecki. Will Elrod at first base, and his first pitch swung on and fouled off to the right side. So it's exactly what Coach McGuire and Trevor Mootsie want. Come in and throw some strikes, let your defense work. It's a 7-run lead out there. 7 runs, 7 hits for the Pioneers, 1 error. Throw over to first, runner back. As I said earlier, Bryant's brother Brady plays here at Lawson State. Also has a younger brother, Bryce. There's a fastball poured into the strike zone. Gets ahead quickly on Maseki, who's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Bransco pitched in 9 games in the fall, 11 innings, and oh my goodness, how do you take that pitch with 0-2 count? And I have no idea where that missed, but maybe the umpire blinked. And I wouldn't take it again right there, Mr. Maseki. Bransco 1-2 pitch. Does not get the call on that breaking pitch either. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on deck. Not sure. Looking through the screen, it's supposed to be Daniel Posey. I think that's who that is down there. 2-2, swung on and missed, and Bryant Rascal, his first meaningful at-bat in a collegiate uniform, strikes out Maseki. He is fired up. Wearing the number 37. Posey steps in. He looks at a called strike. Posey 0 for 2, grounded into a double play and struck out. Fastball misses up. Not particularly hard throwing right-hander, but he has movement on most of his pitches. Pitch for Cumberland's junior varsity squad, who Vol State plays in the fall and in the spring. Nice stop there by Drew Plummer on a breaking pitch in the dirt. Count goes 2-1. Rascal looking for a ground ball to an infielder. Elijah Evans on deck for the Cougars. Runner stays at first. Pitch is swung on and missed. Up in the zone. Posey looking to drive one out of here. Again, Gage Hoover playing shallow in left field. Thrain about straight away. Runner goes here, swing and a miss. Throw down to second, nearly hits Rascal and slips through both middle infielders into center field. And they're going to call the runner at second base out for batter interference as he went across Drew Plummer. So count that as, I think, a strike him out and throw him out due to that double play. I'm not sure actually how that is scored. I'll have to do some research on that to see exactly how that goes in the box score. But regardless, it's an out, and we will go to the 7th. 7-0. Vol State leads. You'll be right back on the Vol State Sports Network and Lawson State YouTube.
We're all working in the cloud. But what really is the cloud? If you start pulling back the clouds themselves, you find out it's an infrastructure. Computer science is really computer engineering. Right now,
Middle Tennessee is quickly becoming a growing tech hub with several IT companies that are looking for skilled workers.
if you're pursuing the CIT program at Vol State, you're preparing yourself to fill those positions.
Have you ever wondered what happens when you click Buy It Now? A whole series of transactions take place, from the manufacturer to your front door.
That is logistics and supply chain management.
At Vol State, we offer end-to-end supply chain courses.
Going into the future, our students need to understand these processes.
A lot of business is dependent upon getting a product on time.
Students here at Vol State are able to leave here with that knowledge.
Because the supply chain
is counting on me.
Every day.
Top of the 7th we go, scheduled for 7. Vol State leads 7-0. I believe we have a new pitcher out there. Number 32 delivers the first pitch. It's outside. And who was that pitcher? Landon Jenkins, freshman from Dothan High School. It's called strike. Devin Thrain, Easton Denning, Gage Hoover scheduled to take on the young right-hander. Does not get the call on the breaking pitch on the outside corner. Thrain is 2 for 2, 3 RBIs on the day. Double in the first drove in a run. Sacrifice fly in the second drove in a run, and a double in the fourth drove in a run. And he's going to reach base with a walk here in the top of the 7th. Landon Jenkins will face one of the 2 left-handed batters for either team. So far have not seen a left-handed batter for Lawson State. Denning and Lorenz, as he puts a charge into that one out to right field. It will one hop all the way to the wall. Extra bases for Denning. And here comes Devin Thrain with the 8th run of the ball game for the Pioneers. Easton Denning drives the ball into the gap. First pitch he sees out of the hand of Landon Jenkins. Picks up an RBI. He's now 1 for 4 for the ball game. His first extra base hit of his collegiate career. It brings up Gage Hoover. Hoover 1 for 3 with an RBI. Looks at a high fastball. Thrain scored 2 runs on the day. Hoover looking to switch spots with Easton Denning. Not sure where that missed, but he looked like a changeup because he definitely had less velo on that one, but that was a good-looking pitch from where I'm sitting up here in the press box. Again, appreciate the hospitality of Lawson State, the baseball program, to allow me to sit up in their press box. Swing and a miss. Kendall Odom was handling basketball duties yesterday. The owner of IDDO Productions. Got a couple cameras up here and handling the audio. Swing and a miss on another changeup by Hoover. He's one of those electronically trained young men, Kendall is. Hoover cannot hold up on the breaking pitch, says Mr. Umpire behind the plate. Goes down swinging for his second time in 4 plate appearances. First strikeout of the career of Landon Jenkins. It's out number 1. It'll bring Hudson Blank to the plate. Blank looking for his first hit of the ball game. Swings at the first pitch he sees, fouls it off. Hudson 1 for 3 in yesterday's ball game. Freshman from Marissa, Illinois, played his high school, a couple years of high school baseball in Merritt Island, Florida. Couple checks at second of Denning. Changeup misses down. Posey loses momentary control of the baseball. Denning not going anywhere with an 8-run lead. And a pinch hitter on deck. Carson Sanders, sophomore, looks like he's going to be hitting for Scotty Dean. Great breaking pitch right there. Buckled Blank. Again, game 2 should start approximately 30 minutes after today's first game. Change up, missed down. Stay tuned. We'll have the Toyota of Gallatin player of the game announcement and the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Ball 3, Full Count Ministries, full count to Hudson Blank, the freshman third baseman for Vol State. Ball 4. Blank reaches. And up steps number 20, Carson Sanders, the team barber. 5'11", 200-pound sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee. Clarksville High School, I believe they're the Wildcats, a biology major. He's the son of a couple dentists, Jared and Jill Sanders, both colonels at Fort Campbell in the Army. Not sure if they're here or not. Big brother to Claire. He's getting his first look of the 2025 season. Breaking pitch misses low and away. Hello to Papa and Grandma down in Alba, Texas on Lake Fork, the Isaacs, and Pappy and Mammy in Houston, Texas. Carson, a very strong young man. Don't want to leave something in the zone, and he's going to be chomping it at the bit at this 2-0 pitch. He did 15 games a year ago, started 5. Again, a little bit up in the zone. He's looking at a 3-ball, no-strike count. Hit 240, hit 3 doubles, a home run, 7 RBIs. Last year in the fall, hit 304. Tied for the team lead in home runs, and he looked at 4 straight out of the zone. And he'll walk on down to first base, back-to-back walks by Landon Jenkins. And that will bring Coach out of the dugout. We'll see if he's going to ask for the baseball. Denning moves over to third. Hudson Blank down to second. And Sanders down at first base. Elijah Harris will come up with 1 out and the bases juiced. He's 1 for 3. Sanders got in the game yesterday, did not get an at-bat, but came in to play first base in the, I believe that's the 9th inning that he came in. He did. Did not get a play over there at first base, but I anticipate he'd probably get a start in game 2 of the doubleheader. They're going to leave the young freshman Landon Jenkins out there. Alberto Gomez, he goes 2 innings of work, faced 7 batters, gave up only the infield single, no walks, struck out 4. Outstanding outing for the freshman Alberto Gomez. Now Landon Jenkins in a bit of a pickle. Bases loaded, 1 out. Elijah Harris, the free swinging middle infielder, looks at the first pitch down in the dirt. Nice stop by Posey behind the plate. Elijah Evans at third, Cam Nunley at short, Bryson Barnes at second, Carson Gilliland at first, in for Silas Amick, and Daniel Posey behind the plate. Catches ball 2. Left to right in the outfield, Isaiah Sims, Jesus, probably his twin brother, Jose Masecki out in center. Devin Lee at right field, swing and a miss by Harris on the slow breaking pitch. Maybe I was thinking about the Alou brothers. Felipe, Jesus, and Jose, I believe. No, Matty was the other one. Swing and a miss again as Harris looks like part of his body is going away from the plate as he's taking on those breaking pitches. Hadn't seen A lot of college breaking pitches yet. They'll have to dial in on that. Infield comes in and he waves again at another breaking pitch. And Jenkins gets a big strikeout. His second. That's the third time that Harris has gone down after singling on the first pitch he saw in the second inning. Tucker Lorenz comes to the plate looking for his first hit of the ball game. Had 3 of them in yesterday's game. 3 for 5. He's 0 for 2. The walk and a run scored. Nice stop there by Posey. Probably won't want to send the video in on the stop necessarily, but it was effective. Maybe not have been pretty, but it was effective. Bases are still jammed with Pioneer runners. Denning at third, Blank at second, Sanders at first. Secchi and Lee playing very deep in center and right. Hello. Let's get the 2-0 count up there. Again, the wind looks like it's coming third to right field. We don't have the benefit of the U.S. American flag up as Lorenz takes a hack at the 2-0 pitch. It was a little bit high in the zone, fouls it straight back. Boy, somebody's got to get patriotic and get a U.S. flag out there. All right? Somebody step up, be a leader right here, and let them know we need a U.S. flag out there in that flagpole. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Gets out of the glove of Posey, but no runners can advance. And that breaking pitch has been the pitch for Landon Jenkins. Addison Goodman started the game. So Jenkins, the first pitcher without the last name that starts with a G on the mound. Goodman, Gomez, now Jenkins. Goodman went 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 7 runs. By my count, only 5 of those were earned. Walked 1, struck out 5, and walked a batter. Sliced down to third base, easy play for Evans, who will grab the baseball on the ground ball and step on third for the third out. 1 run on 1 hit, the RBI double by Easton Denning. No errors, 3 runners left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. We'll try to keep it right here and tell you who we're thankful for and our sponsors for Vol State baseball. Line to Line and Game Time Sports Fields, very helpful to Coach Jim McGuire in getting the field ready. So field maintenance, they provide netting and padding in front of the dugouts and surrounding bullpens, and also dirt and conditioner and all kinds of other things needed for a college baseball field. Also, the rock-placed curbing edge also provide crushed rock and materials around the baseball field. A couple of former players of Jim McGuire while he was assistant coach and head coach at Middle Tennessee State, where he was for 26 years, 20 as an assistant, 6 as a head coach. So Lee Marbett at the Rock Place and Troy and Stacy Harp over at the curbing edge. Also like to thank Tommy Decker and their support over at Wilson Bank and Trust. He's also a former player at MTSU. He's a loan officer in Hendersonville. Jersey Mike's, we had our first sub of the game, Carson Sanders. Our Jersey Mike's first sub of the game, located at 940 Memory Lane in Gallatin. Michelle Fuller over in their marketing department, well known to the Vol State athletic staff. I want to thank her for their support. Also, I believe that's the best sub sandwich around. Love a number 9 Club Supreme on a wheat bread with some banana peppers on it. Located right across the street from Volunteer State. Accurate Mortgage, a couple locations, Cool Springs and Smyrna. Thanks to Mike Hoover. AccurateMTG.com. We're ready for the bottom of the 7th. Bryant Rascal back out on the mound. First pitch swinging. Elijah Evans, who made the play to end the top of the 7th. Raskol pouring into strikes. Redshirt sophomore from Montgomery, Alabama. Pitching in his home state. Breaking pitch lifted down the right field line, out of play. Driven out to center field. If it stays up long enough, it won't. Thrain will have to play it on a hop. A base hit for Elijah Evans, also known as Eli Evans. He's 1 for 3. Just the third hit of the ball game for Lawson State. Devin Lee stands in. Raskol now looking for a ground ball. Instead, it looked like Lee swung and hit that ball before it hit him in the thigh. Will Elrod Jose Jesus, I don't know why I want to change his name. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. Jesus Maseki and now Eli Evans with the 3 hits in the ball game. Lawson State shut out in their second game against Marion Military, 3-0. Trying to get a run on the board here in the bottom of the 7th, so as not to be shut out for the second time in 4 games. Lost 5-4, 3-0, 9-7 yesterday to Vol State. Trail 8-0 here, showing 7-0 on the scoreboard here for some reason. I won't call out our scoreboard operator here, but if he makes the error again, no, I'm just kidding. I made the error yesterday. Jim. 2-2 count. Raskol looking over his right shoulder. Swing and a miss on a slow breaking pitch. Bryant Raskol picks up his second strikeout. Pioneers scored 1 run in the 7th. After 2 in the first, 4 in the second, and 1 in the 4th. Throw over to first. Runner is back. Raskol trying to end the game with a sneaky pick off to first. Actually, I wouldn't end it since we only have 1 out. Did end an inning with a pickoff from catcher Drew Plummer. We have a new batter here. It says Cam Nunley's spot, but who we got? Runner takes off, and a hit and run was on. Heads up over in the Pioneer dugout. Bubba. Don't call me Tony Lester Jr. Call me Bubba Lester. Are you guys making it up? Just you're not trying to hang me out to dry, are you? Breaking pitch misses down to Lester, pinch hitting for Cam Nunley. Nunley goes 0 for 1, pop out in a walk. Fastball at the knees, called strike. Wonder if Devin Thrain realizes he's getting so much airtime on that center field camera. I'll have to let him know between games, although he may not be out there for the second game of the doubleheader. Throw over to first. Denning applies the tag, but Evans back in time. Believe this is the first at-bat of the year for Bubba Lester. Nice backhand by Drew Plummer. Has been behind the plate, done a fantastic job all game long. Be interesting to see if, assume J.C. Menendez will be behind the plate in game 2. Lex Falsoni is still injured, nursing a lower body injury. Swing and a foul tip into and out of Plummer's mitt. It was shielded there, and thought Plum was able to make the snag there, but he put his head down. I should have known right away that he wasn't able to secure it. Kind of dropped his head down. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 7th, final chance for the Cougars. Here's a ground ball right back to Rascal. He throws low to Lorenz, and another 1-6-3 Dudette double play to end the ball game. Nice play by Lorenz out there to get the low throw and make the turn. Rascal got rid of it very quickly, but a really, really nice turn by Tucker Lorenz, the freshman out there at shortstop. And Vol State wins 8-0 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Make that a final. In 7, the winning pitcher will be Jack McLaury. He will go to 1-0. No save to Rascal. Losing pitcher Addison Goodman. He falls to 0-2 on the season. Let's get to our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. We might have to go with 2. We might have to go Jack McLaury, who went 4 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts from the pitching perspective. And from the hitting perspective, Devin Thrain, he goes 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, scores 2 runs, 2 doubles, and a walk. Devin Thrain and Jack McLaury are your players, your Toyota of Gallatin players of the game. So congratulations to those 2 young men. And let's get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game before we sign off. It is going to be found in the book of John. This is the Bible verse that the 11 Full Count 242 guys are working on memorizing. John 14:6 says, and Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. It's one of the 7 I am statements in the book of John. And you find that in 14th chapter, the 6th verse. John 14:6, the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. So the Pioneers 2-0 now on the season. Get the victory. 8 runs on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. They did have 1 error, and they left 6 runners on. Lawson State, no runs and 3 hits. They did not commit an error. Did have a pass ball that figured in the scoring. And they left 6 batters on base as well. Lawson State falls to 0-4. Ball State moves to 2-0. We'll be back in about 30 minutes with the second game of the doubleheader and the final game of the series. Thank you for joining me on the Vol State Sports Network and on the Lawson State's YouTube channel. We'll try to continue that for game 2. For Athletic Director Bobby Hudson at Vol State and Head Coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you so long. We'll see you in just a few minutes on the Vol State Sports Network.